This week on Prof and Dev Play Games, we are talking about what Mark Cerny is cooking at PlayStation. Stay tuned. All right, my friends, welcome to episode 446, my God, of Prof and Dev Play Games. So happy you're here. I'm here with Anthony the Dev at Summerspeak on Blue Sky. I'm Prof Plays Games. Anthony, how's it going?
Okay. It is a Monday, so I got through that, which is usually like Monday, Tuesdays are like basically all-day meetings for me.
Yeah.
That's just how I've packed my schedule for the most part. So I made it through one day of mostly meetings, and now I prepare for day 2 of mostly meetings. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I can actually I don't want to say do work. Meetings are work.
Yes.
I can get to the tasks that I need to do that usually come out of those meetings.
That's nice that you have it delineated. If that holds, that's cool, because my meetings
it typically
are
holds
all week.
I have a few, like a couple small ones usually on Thursday and Friday, not like a ton, like an hour. But no, I've purposely put everything on Monday, Tuesday, and then company-wide, we try not to have meetings on Wednesday at all for anybody.
Oh, that's cool.
Like just a big old policy of being like, yeah, if you can avoid doing a meeting on a Wednesday, do it. Just so that people actually have that time to do the tasks that they need to do. So I got through that today. And that was the thing. We couldn't. My house, I have the giant laurel hedge by my driveway. That's starting to be removed. So that was all today. People chainsawing outside my house, taking down my 20, 30 foot laurel hedge.
Okay. Damn.
Cutting it down to waist height, and then it will grow back, and I can manage it as it's growing back into an actual just kind of hedgerow there. It's been a long time coming, 10 years.
Been planning this for 10 years. Oh, right.
It was one of those things where I gotta get rid of that at some point.
Yeah, we'll get
because it was
eventually.
not maintained by the people that we bought the house from.
Right.
So it was already out of control when we got here, and we're like, I have no clue how I can tame this thing. We're just gonna have to take it all the way back down.
Yeah.
So that was fun today. That was a thing.
That's a cool project.
You got to go to a wave game yesterday.
I did. Alex Morgan's last game, man.
And the heat.
In the heat, 100 degrees. I was in the shade, thank God. But the craziest thing, so Alex Morgan's number 13. She's retiring. She also announced she's pregnant. So I was like, oh, they're going to manage her minutes. I never thought, I should have thought, my daughter, who's 7, after it happened, was like, oh, that happened because of this. They took her out in the 13th minute because she's number 13. So if you were there for the first 13 minutes, you saw her play. Most people weren't, because the traffic getting in the stadium was so fucking bad, because it's Alex Morgan's last game. So stadium's half full. My friends aren't even there yet. The guy that I was going with, Daniel, who used to be in our Discord, went with me. He didn't show up till about 25 minutes in, and along with my friends who are season ticket holders, because the traffic was so bad. So yeah, people who were interested in seeing Alex Morgan's last game saw the game, didn't see her. It's like, wow. But it was cool. It was sad. I was really emotional. I saw her for the first time in 2015 in Vancouver for the World Cup final. And I've been following her career ever since, and I'm so happy that she was on the local team here, and now she's gone. And our local team sucks. She hasn't scored a goal all season, and she got a penalty kick in the 11th minute, and the goalie blocked it. So she didn't even finish the season with a goal. It just sucks.
Oof.
Just that kind of season for her. But that's okay. Yeah, so we are not just a hedgerow and sports podcast. We are also a video game podcast. And Sony today had an announcement. They have a 9-minute presentation tomorrow, which is the 10th, at 8 a.m. And we're recording this at 8 p.m. the night before on the 9th. So we're going to prognosticate what the heck's happening. And then we'll see if we're right or not.
Is it the worst kept secret ever?
It's the worst kept secret ever.
It's one of the worst kept secret ever, because it's going to be a PS5 Pro.
Absolutely.
Of some sort. At least a SKU, if not 2 SKUs, a digital one and a disc.
They have to have a disc one.
Yeah, I still think Sony still does a disc, or they're doing the weird like disc add-on thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like the Slim. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
There was reporting from Tom Warren that was like they've hit every single milestone for 19 months. Mark Cerny's hardware team. They have not missed a single deadline. It's been on track, and that's really how long the rumors have been out there, for about 20 months or so. So, worst kept secret in video games. I'm not sure why. Hopefully, they sell us on it tomorrow in some way.
I mean, that's what Cerny is there for. That's what he did with the
PS4
his
Pro.
PS4 promotion, and then the PS5. He's like, and it's kind of, I like his presentations, but also a developer, and there's a certain.
You like it nerdy?
Yeah, he gets real nerdy. Like he's a nerd for this stuff. Also, I think I saw him 2 or 3 times at GDC this past year. You're looking around because that's what he does. He's an advisor at GDC, Game Developers Conference, and I'm pretty sure I even saw him back in like 2012, 2014, and just chilling, hanging out. You can say hi, and just like whatever. Just he'll hi back and just very kind. And, but I'm like, it's very weird to see that you're like the architect of these consoles, and just kind of chilling. But he, in a lot of ways, this 9-minute presentation is going to be why a pro, really. And he'll sell, like, what are the tech features being added to this? My assumption is, based on an interview he gave a few months ago, where they were like, yeah, we kind of put ray tracing in towards the end. No developers were really super on board with it. They're like, we like it, but we don't know how much we'll use it. Yeah. To it being like a very prominent feature now. I feel like the Pro is going to have one of the selling points is it can do much better ray tracing, faster ray tracing overall. And
is that independent of what we're hearing about the PSSR, the AI upscaling, kind of like the video?
It will be part of that.
Oh, okay.
They'll definitely, because I mean that's one of the main ways that you can do ray tracing, since it's so computational heavy, and like the NVIDIA DLSS and NVIDIA FSR. Is that you have to approach it some other way than just raw computing the light rays. You're just rarely going to be able to do that without any kind of like upscaling.
Right.
Maybe eventually, maybe this like 5000 series NVIDIA stuff that's going to come out can finally do some of it to a point. But I think NVIDIA is really shown that, like, if you're going to do this well, you got to have a upscaler. Because you can't render it at native resolutions. Probably native 1080p at this point. With a 4000G, like high-end 4000 GPU, you could maybe do Cyberpunk without like DLSS with ray tracing on. Maybe at some reasonable frame rate, but I'm still skeptical. It's the holy grail of lighting and like general like quality of visual that's been chased for a long time. And I mean, you see ray tracing being done on like CG movies all the time, but they're not rendered in real time.
Exactly.
They take a lot of time per frame to do all the bounces and everything. So I think that's going to be a major point of being like, hey, GPU has been updated, CPU has been updated. They have their upscaler in there so that you can play more games at high quality, better frame rates with ray tracing on.
Do you think that the PS4 Pro came out, I think it had like a 1 terabyte storage, which is an upgrade over the 500 gigabytes from the original PS4. Do you think we're going to see like tremendously upgraded storage in this thing, like a 2 terabyte stock?
I don't know. I don't think stock.
No. I know they'll still have the NVMe that you can plug in, obviously.
Yeah. It's gonna be bigger than the PS5. It's the Slim's still like the 700 and some odd.
Probably 800 because it was
like roughly.
Yeah, when they take all the OS stuff out, it was like 850 or whatever for the PS5 base.
I'm
I
like,
guess maybe
is
the
the
slim.
slim the same? I
I
haven't looked because I never thought about getting a slim.
can't
so
imagine they went less. But
that's
I also
it's a
didn't hear.
terabyte. It's a terabyte.
Yeah. They didn't go
So they
more
upped
than.
it a little bit. They upped it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they might up it a little bit more in the Pro for a value proposition.
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering because I agree. AI upscaling, the ray tracing. I feel like this is the time where it's not going to be you choose performance mode or whatever the other mode is called, which I never choose. You can have 4K 60. You don't have to choose anymore. I think that they have to get over that hump. So I think that's going to be there. I feel like all of this is pointing to, including them raising the price of the PS5 and today raising the price of DualShocks or DualSenses, that this is going to be a premium priced product.
Yeah.
Like $750.
Maybe. It's possible.
That's crazy if that's how it comes out. Because the PS4 Pro came out at $400, $399.
Yeah, because they dropped the base PS4 had dropped to what? 350? It was like, or it's 300 at that point.
I think 300,
a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that's like, maybe they do keep the PS5 at 500 and this comes out at 600, but I don't know. You're right. They could go higher. I definitely
don't think they're going to drop the PS5. So I think that's right. They've been raising the price. So I don't think they're ready to drop it. But man, if it comes in at 600, I will be shocked. I just think it's going to be 700 or more. But that just seems so goddamn expensive.
It is expensive.
I'm not sure what kind of an upgrade. Like the games that I'm playing look beautiful. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Other than I've been waiting for a mid-gen refresh because I want to get a PS5 with a disc drive, but I'm not sure it's worth it. I would sell my PS5 and my PS4 Pro, I guess, and defray some of the cost, but
yeah. I would hope that it wouldn't be that big of a jump, but it wouldn't put it past them. Their PS5s are still selling really well overall.
Yep.
So they have no real reason to drop the price. And honestly, it's hard to say how many people out there would go for this like Halo product right now.
Right.
I've always wondered what that breakdown is on the mid-gen refreshes.
I wonder how many. I wonder if I can find that online. How many PS4 Pros were sold?
Out of the whole thing, I bet it's. I mean, it's definitely a smaller number. Like,
it was sold over time too. Like people who were getting into PS5 later, probably picked up the Pro like in 2017, 2018 as their first PS5.
Yeah. Is the
PS4 Pro sold 14.3 million units as of January 19th, 2020.
Okay.
But the PS4 sold a lot. So that's saying 26% of PS4s were Pro.
That makes okay.
So 1 in 4.
1 in 4. Not awful, but it's smaller, of course. It's hard to say. I really hope they don't go above 600, but it's possible.
I agree with you.
I don't think they're dropping the price. Like, it's not the days of old where it would, like the PS4 and PS4 Pro, where they drop the base and slot in the new one at the same price. I don't think they'll do that. They're just gonna put a SKU above at the moment. But man, so it's gonna be more expensive. I assume it launches before Christmas. Like,
it's coming before Black Friday. Yeah, exactly. I'm wondering. I know they're not going to have, a new Sony Studios, PlayStation Studios game like Ghost 2 or anything like that. But what if they were like, let me show you how this upscales things from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second and makes it look better using the upscaling. And they used Bloodborne. And that's how we got Bloodborne 60 frames per second.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
They won't, because they're not going to show off a PS4 game. They're going to show off PS5 stuff. So what is do you think Astrobot has something hiding in there that if it's played on a Pro,
I was listening to a podcast the other day. No, not the other day. It must have been today, or whatever. Where they're talking about the rumored when a PS5 image was seen in that 20 or 30 year anniversary or 35 year anniversary PlayStation thing. Did you see that news?
No.
Oh, there was an image PlayStation shared of the 30th. I think it was the 30th anniversary. And if you look at the center of the image, zoom in, you can see like gray silhouettes of different consoles, PSP, Vita, PS4, whatever. There's one in the middle that is very clearly one no one's ever seen before, and it's got the 3 stripes on the side, which is what Bilbo Kuhn had drawn when he had the PS5 Pro box image that he couldn't share because of copyright. So he just illustrated it and shared it. It looks exactly like that, and this is from PlayStation. In that conversation, I think it was on Kind of Funny Games. Tim was like, "I guarantee you, as soon as this thing is announced, there's going to be a PS5 that you can collect inside one, like Astro's Playroom or something."
I see it. I have the image up. I see the like silhouette that has the 3 stripes. It's in the middle there. Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm like, what else? Do I see anything else there? No. Yeah, it could be. Could be right there.
Yep.
Hiding in plain sight. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, and you're talking about feeling old? Yeah, 30 years of PlayStation.
Yeah, can you believe that, dude?
Nope.
Crazy.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. Something that makes me feel young is Astrobot.
Sure.
My God, what a fun fucking game. I wish I had the Astrobot controller to be playing Astrobot with. It would tie it all together.
It doesn't seem like anyone's getting them. Best Buy put up some more for pre-order today, but none of Best Buy's stuff is shipping until September 17th for the controllers.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with the stock. There's
it sounds like if you got it from Sony Direct, you got it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Already, but almost any place other stores that have sold it, nope.
No one has them yet.
Like they're like starting to ship. It's very weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Like Amazon hasn't canceled the order. They're just like, yeah, we'll let you know and we'll get it. And I checked online, like everyone with Amazon. Although some people did have dates, and their dates were like 17th and 18th.
Interesting.
So
I was wondering if Amazon would just go cancel all these because they say we don't have the stock or whatever.
No, Best Buy did that earlier though. Like with
these controllers.
Yeah, much earlier. Jesus. Like they put them up for pre-order, and then like a week later they canceled part of the pre-orders. And
then they're doing more pre-orders or new orders now.
Yeah. I'm very confused on that. I'm like, clearly you got more stock. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep the pre-orders until you get the stock.
Yeah. But I'm expecting that Amazon's working on the same rough schedule of
middle next week or whatever.
Yeah, that's my thought. I'm just like, what happened here? Logistics failed somewhere.
Yeah, because you'd want to have that controller in your hand for the 8-hour game I'm playing, or whoever's playing. Like, I won't be done with it by the time it comes, but I will have beaten the game. I still want that controller because it's fucking gorgeous. Yeah. But boy,
you could just sell it for like $250.
Dude, I was hovering on eBay today. I was like, look, I'm not sure if this Amazon thing's coming through, and this is $125. I know it's more than, but come on, that's pretty close.
That's a good price. That's a good price compared to what I've been going for.
I almost pulled the trigger, bird in the hand, because I'm not sure what's going to happen with your Amazon order, but I'm gonna trust it because I can get it later. I can find one later.
Yeah, and I actually think there'll be more stock later, no matter what. Like this.
That would
reading be online, I think there just hasn't been a lot of stock shipped out. So
yeah.
Yeah. So some people have them, but like I'm looking at eBay now. But
yeah. Astrobot, dude, is fantastic. I
watched almost all of it on a stream.
What'd you
yesterday? Sony made a Mario game.
They did
a good Mario game. Shocking.
It is. I liked Odyssey a lot. I like this game quite a bit more than I like Odyssey. The only thing that really keeps Odyssey in mind is the Donkey Kong level, and the 2D to 3D thing was really inventive. But take those pieces away, and this is just, I think it's better. It's fun. there's so much hidden stuff. There's so many references to PlayStation that most of them go over my head because I haven't been playing PlayStation that long. But for those who get it, boy, that's amazing. But there's just
so many references.
So many.
It was just unrelenting. I'm like,
yep.
And yeah, even me doing this for so long, I probably got about 75-80% of the references.
Yeah.
Or 20%. I was glad I was watching a streamer and they had a popular chat so that whenever the streamer was like, I don't know what this is, and the chat would say what it was, and I'm like, holy crap, okay, that's a deep cut. I haven't even heard of that game.
When I love the descriptions because they're describing the person without saying the thing, which is so cool. And then the gotcha machine, like was in Astro's Playroom, you get accessories for the people you've gotten. So then they have something from their game. I think like Deacon St. John gets like a motorcycle. I think there's a Katamari Damacy character who gets like a ball they roll around. There's some glaring omissions though. Like there's not any Final Fantasy as far as I understand.
I assume that Square was like, nope.
Or it's DLC. There's gonna be more. There's VIP bots coming for DLC. Right. So maybe like give me a Tifa bot. I'm ready.
You would think that would be in there somewhere.
You would think.
Yeah, right.
You would think. But
I mean, if you're talking about history of PlayStation, what this game kind of celebrates, I'm like, Sony published Final Fantasy VII originally.
You need them all. You need Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barrett, Yuffie, Red 13. But so I played through, quite a bit of the game on my own, and then for the first couple of days, and then I played with my daughter, and just watching her play was such a delight. She was laughing so much. She was just saying, I hope this never ends. She was having so much fun, and she's really getting better at it. And my wife was playing with her one morning and got really into it too. It's just like Astrobots take over my house and it's just pure joy, and it looks gorgeous. The music is awesome.
The music that was a standout thing for me.
Man.
Like listening, the tree rap is amazing. Jump up on my canopy. I'm like, this is incredible.
Was that late game? I'm not sure if I got to that yet.
I don't even know where I don't know.
It might be in the one I'm in now. I'm in the Chameleon Galaxy.
Maybe. I didn't, because it was on while I was doing other stuff, so I wasn't completely paying attention, but that totally pulled me over when this stupid lyrical song with a tree singing.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten there yet.
It's so hilarious. Oh my God.
That's cool. Well, the bots are hidden in such clever places. There are hidden exits in the levels. There are hidden puzzle pieces, of course, to find, just like in Playroom. And there's lots of things that you can build up in your hub world based on the puzzle pieces that you get. You can paint your glider. That's as far as I've gotten so far, the gotcha machine and the glider. It's just, God, when they add the DLC with the speed runs, because there's like challenge levels. You probably saw them where you open up like the cross square.
Yep.
Those things are fucking hard.
Streamer did every single one of them, and some of them, we're like, oh, he's gonna throw his controller. These are.
If you watch my streams, there's like one I probably did 50 times, and then by the end, you just fucking got it. You're locked in, but boy, it takes a while to get there. Yeah. But it adds that challenge that's not in some of the levels, like. They're not incredibly challenging, but then they have those things that are, and it just gives you a hint at what the speedrun levels are going to be like. Yeah. My God.
It's incredibly clever mechanically. And that's the thing. I won't spoil anything because you're not as far as I've seen, that the mechanics are incredible going forward. Cool. There's there's just so many neat things that this game does that's just like, holy crap.
The things you get on your back to give you the special ability are really cool. Really fucking cool.
Yeah, there's so many, and the level design around them is incredible. Like my wife was watching it a little bit. She's like, oh, that looks neat. And I was like, well, what is it? And I'm like, oh, it's like Sony made a Mario game. The only thing she's like, her thing that she pointed out with that whole thing is she's watching it and she felt it was very disconnected, which I totally understand.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
it is. It's a very mechanical thing. It's not like a Mario where there's like a through line, even if it's a light story. Like, no, this levels have no bearing on one another here.
No, it has a mechanic. We built the level around a mechanic.
Yep, and a theme, and that's it. And that theme may never show up again.
Exactly.
And it's literally just a cell. It is platforming mechanics done really well with incredible visuals, a nice theme, and everything. But it's not a. I'm like, oh yeah, this is there's no main story here. It's play these levels, collect these bots, celebrate PlayStation. Done. Like. It's perfect for a 30-year anniversary. I'll tell you that.
Well, and they wanted to hit it. They wanted to hit that date. They called their shot 3 years ago. They're like, we want to be middle of September, beginning of September for the anniversary. Yeah. And just listening to interviews with the lead of the studio, I forget his name, his French name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Boy, like some of the interviews have been great, but just digging into the development cycle, 65 people. Worked on it for 3 years, iterate, come every 2 weeks and play the game, throw out ideas, like just play. That's what Asobi means. Play. They're just play. And then to keep he talked about no scope creep. Like we weren't going to allow scope to like take off with this game. We wanted to keep it compact, wanted to keep it rich and dense and hit that target. So I don't know, man, 3 years like seems like a sustainable development cycle for a game that comes out, and it's 8 to 10 hours, but then more if you want to platinum it. It's really kind of a sweet spot on a lot of ways.
Yes. Japanese team, right? Asobi is
they're based in Japan.
Just kind of
but they're saying like one of the person on the team like worked on the original Ape Escape, so they were in charge of the Ape Escape level, and it just like made it feel really good. I did spoilers for you've already seen it, so it's not for you, but for the listener, gonna spoil a couple of the hero levels. But it starts off with Ape Escape, and then it's Ragnarok, and then it's Uncharted, and it's just like really good. I'm like, oh, Astrobot has a gun. Oh shit. Although he doesn't play him a little bit too, but.
It's real good. It deserves all the praise it's getting. Streamer I was watching, he was like, yeah, this is game of the year. Or
Absolutely.
At least it's in complete contention with game
Absolutely.
of the year.
I don't think there's any way, for me at least. I thought it was Final Fantasy VII Remake with a bullet, and I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm also like, platforming is my favorite genre, and this is like an amazing fucking platformer.
Yeah, this is just sublime platformer.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's real crazy to me. Came out of not nowhere, but I think everyone expected to be good, not this good. And honestly, you don't expect games to typically be this good.
Right.
It feels a lot like how Baldur's Gate 3 did last year, of being like, expected that to be good, not, wow, probably one of the best games ever. So,
yes. Yep. Absolutely. Like a top 5 game.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Holy shit.
Now I have a friend with Baldur's Gate 3 who has played it 10 times.
That's how you do it, man. Like that game is certainly has enough to play it 10 times.
Just like,
and now we've got mods, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, oh boy. You're saying?
Astrobot got me 30 fucking points on Fantasy Critic. Holy shit.
Yeah. Highest rated of the year.
Highest rate, 1 point more than Shadow of the Erdtree. Jesus.
That was good for you.
Well, first time all year I've overtaken you, Jesus. Aegis comes out tomorrow. Aegis.
Yeah.
The answer.
Actually, it's out now. I should actually.
It's 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Did you pre-order
it? No, it's just part of the.
It's just part of it. Oh, that's cool.
It's part of the expansion pass. Thing. So I just need to buy that whenever. And there's no pre-order bonus or anything. So, yeah. There is a part of me that wonders in the future if they're gonna package it all together. Probably next year, because they're doing. They'll do it for the Switch too. They'll do a
there you go.
They'll do a repackage of Persona 3 Reload with all the DLC.
Yep.
That I bet that is a bet I'm very confident in.
I mean the amount of times they repackage Persona games, come on.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I guess this next is tonight. I think it actually went live for us now. I saw people saying it went live in New Zealand this morning. So
sure.
I assume 9:00 is the time for the US, 9 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, I'll need to play that crap. Yeah. So I mean, you've been playing Astrobot. We went there. I've been a Warhammer game came out, which
Yep.
you were like, "Do you want to play?" I'm like, "Nah, not really. I don't think I'll fit in." But I'm gonna play another Warhammer game, Rogue Trader, still.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna be blasphemous here, and one of the reasons why, like, I said I was just curious with Space Marine. I know it's probably a great game. Is Space Marines are fucking boring.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. In knowing 40K and have been involved with, I don't really like Space Marines all that much. And the Space Marine that they do in the Space Marine game, the chapter, the Ultramarines, is the most cornflake Captain America
Oh man.
chapter ever. I'm like, I hate the Ultramarines. They're so boring. And people are fine with it. I just, this is my hot take of being like, I don't like Space Marines in Warhammer. Like, there's one chapter of Space Marines I'll get behind it. They're Grey Knights, and they're a very cool, like, anti-demon Space Marine chapter. Like, but the stuff that I like in the 40K universe is the Inquisitors, the Sisters of Battle, are probably my favorite army. Now, if they added a Sister of Battle to the PvE in Space Marine, I'm there.
Then you'll pick it up.
Probably. I mean, the PvE actually looks interesting to me. Overall, it has a lot of depth to it. I watched some streams of that being played, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But I definitely, I'm like, the reason why I never played the original Space Marine from Relic back in the day was like, I don't care about this character, and you can't make me care about an Ultramarine. Like, big, I roar and grunt and yell at things and kill lots of things. I'm like, yep, it's a Space Marine, whatever.
Yeah, for some reason it's like some of the reviews have been pretty good, but then I watched some gameplay. I'm like, oh, this is like a pretty looking Gears game. I don't know, with a shortish campaign. Like I would love to do a co-op of this with someone. So
yeah, just not me really, because I'd probably just be making fun of it the entire time, which is funny, but it's true.
Yeah,
because people are like, how dare you? And I'm like, I've been involved with that franchise before and long enough to get deep into it and being like, yeah, Space Marines are the introduction piece that draws a lot of people into, because they're very iconic looking.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The stuff that I find interesting in the lore and the stories has nothing to do with the Space Marines. Because Space Marines are just big, yelly killing machines.
Yep, exactly.
So, but I've been playing Rogue Trader, which is a CRPG, and it is based around a Rogue Trader who are you play a Rogue Trader who have been given a warrant of trade. It's so ridiculous. The warrant of trade at the beginning, you're like, you must go enter the room on your ship where the warrant of trade is. And you're like, oh, it's going to be this like piece of paper on like a pedestal or something. No, it's an entire wall. This giant parchment, like 40 feet high.
Wow.
Like tons of calligraphy. And you're like, yep, that's about right for 40K. We're not going small here. Like, you're blessed by the Emperor, given permission to trade in the galaxy and promote commerce and the Imperium throughout, but you're given leeway to make your own decisions and not basically fall into the fascism of the Imperium as much. So that's the other thing with 40K that I think people forget about. It's parody in the end. Like, there's no good guys in that universe. Everyone's awful.
So it's like it's not even like all gray. It's like all evil.
No, there's no gray.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no gray. Everyone's just like, the Imperium of Man is just a giant fascist galactic empire. Trying to think of who would be kind of more gray. Kind of weirdly the orcs. Because they don't care about any of this stuff. They just want to have fights. They just want to fight things. So if you give a good fight, that's cool. And sometimes they'll let you live because they're like, well, you let us have a good fight. Go get more of your people so we can fight more. We just want to fight. Which, base instinct, okay, fine. They're very comedic. I I don't know. The 40K I could go off for a while on how it's lost its that sarcasm and parody aspect of it was very much in the 80s and early 90s was that, and then
It's become the thing it was lampooning.
Kind of. They've made it very, because what I would say people attach themselves to it, and they saw that there was a higher rate of adoption and people buying models and getting into the lore was when they were getting more serious.
Yeah.
They don't treat it like, that's the thing with it. I think it's easy for some people to attach themselves to it in a way that are like, they don't understand that it's parody. They don't see
right
that they're all evil. Like Games Workshop has made plenty of statements going like, no, this is like, we are not condoning any kind of fascism. Like this is against fascism. It's supposed to show like how awful this can be. But some people miss the point.
And they attach themselves to it and like, this is exactly, that's right. Fascism is great.
Yeah. Look at how focus on the small detail of the Space Marine being very cool looking and like powerful, that power fantasy, and not like stepping back and being like, no, this is a symbol of like the power of fascism. And like, are they actually doing the right thing? No, they aren't ever for the most part.
No, but look, I got a chainsaw sword gun thing. Come on, I'm ripping shit up.
Yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's a fine universe, and there's a lot I do enjoy in there, and I think it has neat lore overall. But yeah, some people just miss the point, and Rogue Trader kind of gets more of the point. It's a lot of fun. Being a CRPG, you get a lot of dialogue choices on how you want to approach things, and
oh yeah, not so much in Space Marine 2.
No. In this one, there's like, instead of like the Paragon trees like in Mass Effect, in here there's a 3-prong thing, and you can be dogmatic, iconoclast, or heretical. And heretical, I'm not doing it completely, is hilarious. You're like somewhat bloodthirsty, but like, oh yeah, give me those chaos artifacts.
That's cool.
Use those. It's just I'm like, some of the things you can say, I'm like, wow, okay. Like clearly the writers of this, they understand the there's a dark humor to everything going on.
So this game is it really scratching the Baldur's Gate 3 was awesome. This is also pretty good sort of vibe.
Yeah, it is also pretty good. I think it's just incredibly complicated from a mechanical standpoint, but it is a turn-based thing. It scratches that itch. It's space, sci-fi, CRPG, some really crazy characters. That's one of the great things is they have ways of having a lot of, at least having a couple, mixing some of the different factions together. Being a rogue trader can be a little bit more lenient on who they associate with, because a Space Marine would be like, oh, you're an alien, I'm just going to kill you.
Damn.
You're evil, straight up. Like, doesn't matter what you are, you're an alien, you die.
It's fucking, it's not Caden. Jessica, what was her fucking name in Mass Effect 1? The space racist.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's Jesus. Like the proto-Space Marine.
Oh, my God. Ashley. Fucking Ashley,
yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. But yeah, if it is a quality CRPG, I'm now deep enough into it. There's a lot of game there.
That's really cool.
A lot of game.
Well, when that came out, did it come out last year? Or was it this year?
Yeah.
Late last year, maybe?
I think it was last year. It was after Baldur's Gate 3. And I was like, I'm sad for you guys.
That's shitty fucking timing.
And it's done fine. It was buggy when it first came out. I know it's much, much better now. But like right now, it floats. Its recent reviews are around 85%. So that's where I'd put it there.
Freaking Space Marine 2 reviews right now are 30,000, all very positive. Or not all very positive, but at very positive, I mean.
Yeah, it's come up since its initial, like, oh no, it has Epic on it. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Epic, like, no, I hate everything.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's there so that you can play with people who are playing on Epic. So that everyone can play together. Because holy crap is doing any kind of like crossplay a nightmare. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like on the coding side?
It's not even coding side. It's just getting everyone to play nice with each other. It's not you. It's like the amount of work you have to do to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's, so that you can work on Sony and work on Microsoft and work on Steam and work on Epic. And
Sure.
they all have their own requirements. So yeah, I was looking very positive. It's at 80%. So Rogue Trader is a bit higher than it already, but also Rogue Trader probably hasn't sold as much in the end.
Yeah, it went on. I got it on sale. I bought it for, I don't know.
Yeah, it was an isometric sale recently. Yeah.
No, I bought it on. I can't remember what I got it. It wasn't on Steam. It was off of some website that I got the key for, and I put it on Steam. So I can't remember what it was.
So I believe I'm playing that. I came so close this past week from getting the platinum Diablo 4. I just have to beat Echo of Lilith, and it's just a fight I have to execute because you can't just live. There's one hit kills no matter what stats are.
Wow.
And I can get her to 50% of her second phase. I did it like 4 or 5 times, and I just screw up basically. I don't move right, and I get tagged by a projectile. And I can actually, it's not a one hit hill. I can get hit twice, but if I get hit once, it slows, and I'm definitely going to get hit by the second one because there's like 6 on the screen all at once.
So it's like, de facto one hit kill.
I just have to. Yeah, you just have to know the fight. But if I beat that boss, I have the platinum in D4.
That's fucking wild. That's cool.
Maybe there's no group finder. That's coming in the expansion. I'm like, oh, do I just need to get someone to carry me through it?
Oh, hey, there you go. Right.
But there's no way to coordinate into the game. So I'd have to figure out.
No, you can't bring someone in.
There's no way to communicate in the game that you want to group up.
Yeah.
That's one of the big complaints. That's why group finder, people are excited for a group finder finally showing up in the expansion.
Well, can you, because I walked past some people, can I click on, I never did it, but could I click on them and be like, join group? Random people?
Maybe.
Next to me?
I don't know. I don't know how, but I mean, that doesn't help me for getting a carry.
No, it does not, because who the fuck, you never know who it is, yeah.
Yeah. But man, I'm real excited for that expansion. So yeah, I have the Persona 3 Aegis thing to get through, and then we go right into that, and then we have Final Fantasy 1 through 6 coming out. I think
Pixel
October.
Remasters, baby. The physical's already out for everyone.
The physical
re-release,
printing of the physical.
Yeah. And
I
then
think that's
Zelda,
October.
baby.
Oh yeah, Zelda, but I can't
Echoes of
play
Wisdom.
Zelda. I can't.
That's right. You cannot play Zelda. That's right.
Unless I buy my own copy.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, this feels dumb that I'm gonna have to buy 2 copies in our household. Because my daughter's like, no, this is my copy. I'm like, I'm at this point. But I want a copy of it.
But yeah, Vessel Hatred is the 8th of October, and then Fantasia is 3 days later.
Oh, do they date it now?
Metaphor Fantasio has been the 11th of October.
Metaphor. Sorry, not Fantasian.
Oh, no, not Fantasian. Sorry, Metaphor Fantasio.
Metaphor. That's the one. Yep. I have that, and I have Metaphor coming out. And I'm getting both of those.
Metaphor and which one?
Diablo expansion.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
I can't not get the Diablo expansion.
I played more Diablo last night while I was waiting for... I think my wife was using the TV, so I couldn't play Astro. So I was like, okay, I'll play Diablo on my Steam Deck. By the way, obviously this is the thing everyone knows. I know this, but I'm still a little pissed about it. I played a Diablo on my Xbox a couple days ago. I've been playing mostly on my Steam Deck, but I loaded back up my Xbox. I want to play on the big screen for one night, and my Game Pass has expired. Oh. So it gives you a message like you should get Game Pass Core so you can do all these things in the game. None of the multiplayer, obviously, I know this, but none of the multiplayer stuff's there. So there's none of the, world boss where everyone comes together and defeats the world boss or whatever. None of that. It's all gone. It's like, man. Oh man. Okay.
Because on PlayStation, I don't have Plus anymore. I still do all the world boss stuff and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding what it said I couldn't do then.
You can't group with people, that's for sure. Yeah, and you don't group for the world bosses. You just show up.
Okay, then I think
you can do everything I can do. You can do pretty much everything except grouping with other people.
Okay, so when you do the world boss without plus, you see the other people there?
Yeah, you still have other people there.
Oh, okay. Then I misunderstood.
It's like an MMO in that way. Like Diablo 4 is an MMO for the most part.
Oh yeah. But with Steam Deck, like obviously because PC, we already know this, but like none of that is taken away. So I was like, oh, wait a second. I had to pay more for this to get the same experience on Xbox as PC. I already knew this logically, but now I'm experiencing it for the first time. I was like, oh, now I get it.
Wait a second.
I get the argument. I'm not going to pay for Game Pass. I don't need Game Pass. I have too many games that I own to play. I don't need it. I don't need online on Xbox either. So it's fine. I don't think I could do without Plus. That's crazy, but
it expired and I was like, it's fine right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're pushing further through.
I finished chapter 2.
Oh, nice.
I took out whatever Danon, whatever, his son, who got basically Astafor or not Astafor,
Astaroth.
Yeah.
Yep.
I keep thinking Azeroth. So I finished that. Now it's on to chapter 3. So yeah, making progress.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Fucking, I love this game. So good. So it's kind of fun playing that and juxtaposing it with playing Astrobot.
Oh yeah, they're very different vibes.
Very different. But both great. God damn. I know Diablo 4 came out last year, so it's not going to be on my game of the year list. But if I get through to the Hatred, maybe Vessel of Hatred.
Yeah,
I don't think I will, but yeah. So that's
cool.
Astrobot. That's all I've been playing. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us on this podcast. If you like us, please rate us on your podcast service of choice, and we will be back next week to decide if what we had guessed is coming tomorrow morning in fact came, and it probably did. So
probably
we'll see. All right, thanks everyone for listening. Anything else for the good of the podcast, Anthony?
No, I'm good.
All right, well, be safe everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, later everyone.